It's Champ Chat, where we discuss the going-ons in the best league in the world, the Championship, implications all over the table, the promotion push, the playoff battle, the relegation struggle, and there's things happening all over the shop right now. And with me is Wedge, and he's going to decide where we start this week.
Yes, good morning, Ollie. Yeah, it's not a massive amount of goals, but lots of drama everywhere.
Yeah.
I think we start at the beginning of the weekend on Friday with the worst team in the league right now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Blackburn are terrible.
Yep, against Middlesbrough, who have really strengthened their shout for a playoff place. I mean, I don't think it could have been a better weekend for Middlesbrough, could it?
Yeah, it was a good 2-0 win. Took them up to 5th in the table.
What a goal by Tommy Conway in the second minute. Oh,
I know, right?
Beautiful that was.
The touch before, I think Finazaz played it off.
Yeah.
Laid it off, and then there was a ball through. The defence was a bit suspect, though. But at the same time, great finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great goal and a result which kick-started a lot of movement in that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th part of the table. And I mean, we were saying a few weeks ago that when Borough came down to Luton, we're Luton fans, that they needed to pull their finger out, because if they played like they did against Luton for the rest of the season, they would not be anywhere near the playoffs. And I think since then they've won both their games and look where they are now. So
Luton played them off the park that day, but at the same time, we didn't let them get a foothold in that game. We didn't. And the second goal was funny. Illing Jr. Pot shot from outside the box, and then I think Blackburn
just stuck their head in and just So a good goal and a bit of luck, kind of things that you need, aren't they, at this stage of the season? So Borough will be pretty happy with themselves. I don't know what Blackburn are doing. I saw a stat about, I mean, we always know Blackburn's quite empty, but I think the stat was that they are about 48% full.
Yeah, it's gone down. Last time I looked at it and I did a calculation, they're about 52.
52,
it's crazy. Ewood Park is so empty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a protest or anything against the Venkies, but in all fairness, up until what's his face, John Eustace left, they were having a good season, but still, like, they were struggling to get above 50%. But now, he's gone, results have dried up. I don't blame them for not wanting to go there. Yeah.
I think as a Blackburn fan, you're already kind of dreading next season, aren't you? The way things are.
Look at this run of form.
Every time we see
all that red.
Yeah,
that's horrendous.
At least this defeat was against a team which are in the top half.
Yeah, I know, right? Like they've been doing the rounds. They got Luton soon. Who they got? They got Sheffield Wednesday. That'll be interesting to see if they can actually turn that around. But I doubt it.
Yeah,
I doubt it.
Shall we continue with Eustace as well?
Yeah, why not?
I think if you take Eustace as an individual and the points that he's accumulated over the course of this season,
Champions League winning manager,
he could be, definitely playoffs. You never know. He could be in the automatics. I know it's obviously, after winning midweek, we didn't get to speak about them last weekend, did we, Derby? But, they went and beat Preston.
That was 4 in a row.
Yeah. And, what a turn of form. Obviously slipped up against Swansea. Obviously, Swansea will be pretty happy with getting that result. I think that kind of makes them safe now, doesn't it?
Yeah, because they were slipping.
Yeah.
When Sheehan first came in, they were slipping, and it looked like they could get sucked in, sort of like how Oxford had got sucked in. But Sheehan's made them solid at the back. That's what any manager does when he has to come in, made them solid at the back. And Sheehan, he was a defender, so he understands the virtue of and the importance of defending. The goal was tidy, though, as well. Great ball across. Always dangerous when the ball goes into the corridor of uncertainty. It went cut right through the box, and Eon there with the header.
Yeah.
But Derby will be disappointed because they defend really well.
Yeah. Yeah, they've not been obviously the greatest goal scorers all season. But like I say, if you're solid and you're not conceding goals, you'll have a chance of picking up points. Obviously, the teams around them will be hoping that's the start of more to come.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've picked up their form, and now is that run over?
That was Swansea's only shot on target.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Them's the breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Swansea happy, Derby.
They probably had the biggest ramifications in the relegation battle.
But they're the only team which lost.
Form. Yeah, they were pretty much the
in
only
like
team
the
that
bottom
lost.
6-7.
Everyone else draws and wins, and Plymouth.
Yeah.
They've had a torrid time in recent weeks. Like, good 2-1 win against Norwich.
Very up and down team, Norwich. Again,
so up and down. Like, decide.
The sniff of the playoffs. Like, do you want the playoffs?
Yeah. Do you want the playoffs or do you not want the playoffs? Just decide.
Yeah.
Josh Sargent, great goal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. After about
we're singing him praises
seconds.
every week, aren't we?
He won't be in Norwich. He has to be in the Premier League or in a major European league somewhere. Like, go back to... was he from Germany? Or did they get him straight from the US? I can't remember. But I think he might have come from Germany. Or I might be confusing him with Aronson. Regardless, like, Josh Sargent, for the good of your career, just go somewhere else. Johan Hofthorpe, very mixed bag. But fair play Plymouth. That first goal as well, absolute...
Where would they be without Ryan Hardy? I mean, they'll be down 4, 5, 6 games ago without Ryan Hardy, and he was out injured. Imagine if he'd been fit for the whole season.
Yeah, that first goal was how I define as springing the offside trap. That was a high line, and the where he ran from as well. I'd say it was tight, but it was a good run. He did well to finish it. Mm-hmm. He did really well. But at the same time, Norwich don't have the fastest defenders. Well, they got Shane Duffy at the back.
Shane Duffy, yeah.
Yeah, he's slow.
Josh Sargent came from Werder Bremen.
Werder Bremen, yeah, German team.
8.2 million.
It's good value. They bought him as well in the Premier League as well.
For what it will go on for as well, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
How many goals this season?
Well, he's catching up with Borja Sainz. I think you asked me, will he catch up? Who's going to finish as top scorer for them? And I think I said, I definitely said in that champ chat that Sargent will score more than Borja Sainz, and I think I'm on for that, to be honest.
He's on 14, Josh Sargent.
Yeah, and Borja Sainz is on 17. Yeah, Borja Sainz has dried up completely.
Although, Borja, I saw 4-4-2, their player of the league season for over Championship, League 1, League 2.
Yeah.
Borja Sainz was voted best player out of those 3 leagues for the 4-4-2 readers.
I'm not surprised because a lot of them, they just look at the numbers like, oh, Borja Sainz, he scored like 15 goals in the first half of the season. He
doesn't matter if you bite someone, you're still a great player.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
ask Luis Suarez.
Yeah, and that Preston player as well, Osamic. Is he currently... is he banned at the moment? He must be. Oh, no, there he is in the lineup.
Yeah, what are you talking about the altercation of possible racist things saying?
Well, he's bit someone. He's allegedly racially abused someone.
I don't think he's been charged or anything for that, has he? So he's still playing.
It's in the mail, isn't it? You know, it's coming.
Yeah. Well, he played in the FA Cup against Burnley and scored, didn't he?
Yeah.
Whilst Hannibal wasn't in the squad. It was Hannibal, wasn't it?
Hannibal that allegedly, and people have said, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't want to get involved because, while it's still going on, he does seem like a feisty type of player. He didn't score yesterday, but I'd say the goal from Kessler Hayden was fantastic. It really was for Preston. And Stoke did well to come back from behind.
Another point for them.
Another point. It keeps them sort of ticking along. Not in the relegation zone, but they got Luton to play next. Preston going for that draw record. What did you say it was? It was 25 draws.
I can't remember now, but
it was
was
25 draws in the season, and I think they are now level with West Brom in terms of draws. At 18 draws, West Brom also on 18 draws. So that they got that to play for. I don't think they're going for the playoffs, but I think they are playing for a record-breaking season.
West Brom?
Yeah, no. Preston, yeah. But Stoke did well. It was a good penalty from Lewis Baker. He's actually Luton, born and bred. You know that?
I did not.
Yeah. I think he was in the Luton Academy, but when we were down in the doldrums, obviously, bad career decision to stay with Luton. Although those who did stay were handsomely rewarded, like James Justin, coming back through the leagues with us. But I think he's a bit older than JJ. Not sure. But anyway, good point for Stoke coming from behind. Where do you want to go next, Wedge?
Oh, well, we just mentioned West Brom, didn't we? And obviously their grip on the playoffs. I mean, they've been consistently sixth, really, haven't they, for a long period of time. And when you look across their season, it's just too many draws, isn't it? And you think, is that now going to start to bite them on the arse?
There are other teams going for those playoffs, like Borough and Bristol City being really consistent. But I think Sunderland needed this win because they need to. The autos are gone, but they need to keep that momentum rolling. We said this over and over again, and it's been very
and even just like 1-0s and stuff like that. I mean, I don't like the whole media narrative of it's a spectacular free kick. It was awful goalkeeping.
It was. I don't think Hume actually meant that.
Oh no, of course he didn't.
Yeah,
but it was awful goalkeeping.
Yeah, Coventry.
The keeper should have done so much better with that. I mean, it's not like he had players come across his line of vision. It was there, and he just. If you're West Brom, you know.
Well, they lost Alex.
I wouldn't
Palmer.
say it's as bad as Melia.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I don't rate Joe Wildsmith. He's not good. And they when Alex Palmer went, if they were serious about getting into the playoffs, they should have got in a good goalkeeper. They should have. Whereas now they leave themselves open to the whims of. I think Wildsmith was relegated with Sheffield Wednesday like a couple of years ago. He's not a good goalkeeper. Like there are some good goalkeepers that have been relegated, and you pick them up, like the likes of Vic Johansson, or, Plymouth's goalkeepers. Players that are in the, at the bottom of the league who are fantastic. Joe Wildsmith was not one of them. He's not a good goalkeeper, and for a team with playoff aspirations, just go get someone better. Like we were in a window. This wasn't a emergency loan situation where you are limited by who you can get. They should have got someone else when Alex Palmer left for Ipswich. Is Alex Palmer even playing for Ipswich?
I don't know. Ipswich bought a couple of goalkeepers, didn't they? Yeah.
That's mad.
Did they buy a Burnley goalkeeper or?
No, that was at the beginning of the season. Murich. Yeah, Palmer's playing for Ipswich. Fair play to him. That's a good step up. I remember Luton tried to sign Palmer last year. He was like, "Oh no, I think that's a bad move."
No.
Well, I hope you enjoy relegation, Alex Palmer.
Because you would have got it last year as well.
Yeah, exactly. Looks like relegation's
just
back on the menu.
Delayed the relegation by a season.
Yeah, exactly.
Shall we go into Sheffield and wonder what the point of Sheffield is?
Yeah, well, it's quite. This has ramifications at the top and the bottom as well. We'll start with the Oxford one. Massive win for Oxford.
Huge win for Oxford.
They needed that after a torrid run of form. I can't think of the last time they won a game. Probably Luton. I think the last time Oxford won a game was Luton.
That midweek.
Yeah. We'll have a look at that actually because
United.
Yeah, when was their last
they
win?
beat Watford.
No, they beat Watford. Okay, but after
prior
to that, it was Luton. Like essentially, they can only beat teams on the M1. It seems. But that was crazy win for Oxford.
Yeah, and I think in our Sluga 6, our Oppo fan predicted a 1-0.
Yeah, the Just Joe football show. But I thought he was crazy for that.
A bit of bias, possibly. I just realised, being Leeds, he was open for an Oxford win, so he had to.
He manifested.
Yeah, went heart over head, didn't he? And fair enough, But
Sheffield United stumbling.
Yeah, like I say, no one saw that coming, did they? And again, is it the pressure of playing after your two rivals have played earlier on in the game?
Absolutely.
Knowing kind of...
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like,
or seeing that Leeds...
Borough played early doors Friday night, and then the next day it's had a knock-on effect. Well, I know Coventry had a very tough game, but it's had a knock-on effect to everyone else, like West Brom. Well, they had a tough game as well, so you don't really know, but definitely in the top three, it had a knock-on effect. Yeah.
But the thing, I mean, Sheffield going into
Burnley
that game...
benefited by playing at the same time as Leeds, so they couldn't really focus on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sheffield United...
And the thing with Sheffield is, they knew that if they didn't win, they'd still be in the automatic... I mean, that's not the mindset to have. Yeah. Obviously, you still want to win the league as well, don't you?
Wouldn't they?
Yeah, they would have been a point above, 2 points above Burnley. So, big stumble for them.
I'm intrigued because I haven't actually seen Chris Wilder's post-match. Who was he blaming this week? He must have been blaming. So he loves pinning the blame on something: the pitch, the players, their lunch. Who knows? It'd be hilarious if he actually did have something to blame. Yeah. But that's staying in Sheffield. Sheffield Wednesday. It could have been very, very different. They had a lot of shots on Hull's goal, but the defending for Hull's winner, they switched off. That's what happens when you're mid-pack.
It was completely. I mean, it was. Yeah. Give. I can't remember who scored it.
Oh, for Hull,
the defender,
it was one of their defenders, Hughes.
Yeah, brilliant header. I mean, what was that 14, 15 yards out? And their header was a great header. And, in the 94th minute, those Hull fans... they'll be absolutely loving that. I mean, it is a massive, again, difference between 2 points and being a point, was it a point above the relegation zone?
Yeah.
It
changes it completely.
3 points.
It really does.
And when you've got, a better, I think they've got one of the better goal differences down there.
Yeah.
Compared to the Lutons and the Cardiffs and I think possibly Derby as well. That's massive for them. So
yeah, like fair play to them. They were one of the few teams to win in that sort of relegation frame.
Yeah,
and it really has. Like, I think it was them and Plymouth.
Mm-hmm.
Vital for Plymouth to get within striking distance of the teams above them, but for Hull, it just sort of gets them to the top of that pile, and that
puts
is really
people behind you. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, you want to be at the front of the queue. Right, elsewhere in the league, sort of Portsmouth, Millwall. So Millwall 1-2-1. We can talk about this briefly because it doesn't really have any ramifications. Like Portsmouth, it keeps them sort of in the relegation picture. Millwall, they're not going anywhere. And we talked about it in the Luton Town show. Ivanovic, hell of a player. Mm-hmm. He even has the Alexander Mitrovic celebration. It's like a Serbian thing.
Yeah, it must be.
I
don't know what it particularly means.
I don't know. I'm thinking there's a movie. It's so loud here.
At the den.
I'm squeezing a lemon on my ear. I don't know what it is, but fair play to him. He's a hell of a player. 2 goals, and it feels like he scores most weeks now. Yeah. And it keeps Portsmouth sort of within striking distance. I think they're on 45 points.
45,
so again, they are sort of at the front of that queue. I think Hull are just behind them on 44, I want to say. Yeah, it is really interesting.
There's a couple of teams in the relegation zone we haven't spoken about.
So really?
Cardiff got the 0-0 against QPR.
Yeah, that was a kind of non-event, wasn't it?
But it's a point away from home for Cardiff, isn't it? I mean, playing QPR...
Again, vital. QPR, it's just a case of don't lose now, that, don't get sucked in.
Yeah, I mean... they're on 46,
abject.
aren't they?
They're on 46, their form is abject.
So after that, was it a 17-game run or something stupid like that, where they absolutely...
took them from bottom to the top half, and now they're just sort of like, it's like a fart being slowly let out. Like, crop dusting.
So you can't. They're on 46.
Yeah, I know. They're not.
I didn't
they're not
realise
out of it,
no,
are
I
they?
didn't
And
realise.
I can't really see them getting to 50 points. Well,
I don't know who
they
they've
might
got.
limp to 50 points. Have they got a tough one?
6 games left. They are playing Oxford, Bristol City, Preston, Swansea, Burnley, Sunderland.
Although those are teams mostly with things to play for, so it's not fully over. They're not fully out the woods, are they?
No.
QPR with all the teams beneath them closing that gap.
Yeah.
It's not plain sailing for them, is it?
And again, for Cardiff, it's just picking up that point. They're only
On
out of
the
the
road.
relegation zone on goal difference with Derby. So
vital.
And the other one, Luton.
Ah, yes, we didn't talk about Luton.
No.
Big ramifications for the promotion places as well. Takes Leeds to 3rd in the league. It was a very good performance from Luton, keeping pace with all the teams around them that are gathering points.
Yeah. And again, against probably the hardest fixture out of all those teams that were playing, to come away with a point against Leeds. You can put the old Joy Division over this if you want. But it's a huge point for Luton. It's a great performance from Luton, and it sets them up nicely for their next couple of games because they've got some big games. Stoke on Tuesday is a massive game, isn't it? So, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. Kate, do not put Joy Division over this because it'll get demonetized. Although you know the YouTube regs more than I do. You can put some third-party janky cover of Joy Division. Bang, dang, ding, 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 ding. I don't know. Or
bring out a xylophone or
something, something off key. I used to be able to play that on the bass, funnily enough.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Years ago, back when I actually could play the bass, pick it up, but I don't have time for that anymore.
Well, I've got this bass guitar right here.
Yeah, let
the
me
air
just
bass.
Bust out some of those Clayboys, slapping the bass. Yeah, I'll have a lot of fun with that.
Leeds are falling apart again.
So I don't think
it's difficult to say that as a Luton fan because obviously of where we are, but you got
to take some
in.
joy in life, don't you?
Yeah.
It was really funny as the Leeds players were coming off, we were serenading them. And it was funny, and as they were, I sit right above the tunnel, so I was like, "Good luck in the playoffs, lads."
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's we say it. It's not a joke though, is it? It's that thing which Leeds have to come and get over, isn't it?
It's the perennial
every year, and it's it's in every Leeds fan's mind. It's in the players who've been there before. It's an odd thing, but
it's funny.
It's something, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's so bizarre.
It's the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah. So,
the pyramids of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, Leeds bottling like clockwork.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
But we got a good friend who's a Leeds fan, and before the game he said, they're going to draw their way to the playoffs, and
you can't play through the playoffs and just keep drawing. Well, I mean, Huddersfield did that. And I think that Huddersfield were the only team that ever got promoted through the playoffs with negative goal difference.
Wow.
They literally drew their way. They didn't win a game in the playoffs. They just won everything on pens.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if you can do it, you can do it. So
doesn't matter how you do it as long as you do it, isn't it?
Exactly. And closing up the playoff picture, Bristol City, they sort of jockey for position because of Cov failing in the early kickoff. Cov actually took the lead. We're going to sort of do Coventry and Bristol City. Yeah,
he was offside.
He was offside.
Miles offside.
The many phases of play. He was offside when the first ball came in. He was offside when the rebounded shot came in. He was offside when the ball was deflected back towards him. He was offside the whole time, and have the audacity to celebrate that so convincingly. Like Burnley, quite rightly, like the players at the time,
it was a horrendous decision.
Awful. Like I don't
Again,
know
with the ramifications on the line with that as well. You must be. But fair play to Coventry. They realised that they were unfairly awarded a goal, so they thought they'd give Burnley one and the win.
That was the second one.
Comical genius.
Jane Anthony's first goal was really good.
Yeah.
Really nicely worked. Ball straight across. I think it was Foster with a great touch to Jay Nansley. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
But the second one was hilarious.
Like, do you want it? I'll have it. I'll clear it. No, you take it. You take it. All right, Anthony, I'll take it. And I'll put it in the back of the net.
Fantastic. Like, and I think I messaged you about that when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, that is like...
You sent through
Luton.
a GIF with loads of like...
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was like face palm. That is like how Luton used to play at the beginning of this season.
Yeah.
It was awful. No communication.
Comical in it, yeah.
Yeah. That was horrendous. And now Cov, sort of, I don't want to say they're bottling the playoffs, but I said this was Lampard's two big tests. They played...
Well, they played Sunderland.
They played Sunderland. They beat Sunderland.
Yeah.
Convincingly.
And you think, here we go.
And then Sheffield United, Burnley. And they lost both of those. And Burnley, they lost convincingly. No, Sheffield United, they lost convincingly.
Yeah.
And this one was a slice of luck and then comical error that lost it for them. And now, where are they in the league? Like seventh? Yeah.
Point behind Bristol City and Middlesbrough, who are both on 60.
After such a run of form as well, you want that form to continue. But the problem is, like we said with the relegation teams, like Oxford's, the QPRs. Said QPR's a relegation team. With those runs of form mid-season, you'd much rather have that at the end, because especially with the ends, if you keep that run of form going into the playoffs, you're going to win the playoffs. So if you carry that amazing form in, whereas if you had that mid-season and then the momentum starts to drop a little bit, you still get a team. But confidence drops and everything. You're going into the playoffs or missing out on the playoffs. But yeah, that's the problem. I think they might have peaked a little bit too early in this run. Like they were on a tremendous run. I think it was like 10 wins in 11, which is fantastic, and it shot them up the table. And Bristol City are capitalising. Yeah. Also from shocking defending. Watford's left-hand side, Abankwah, and I'm trying to think who the other geezer is on their left. Their left-hand side was at fault for both goals. But Mark Sykes completely turned Abankwah inside out. Fair play. He's really stepping up, because I've been critical of Bristol City. I did apologise. You can find that on our channel. Like and subscribe. I said
takes
Bristol
a big
City,
man to admit when he's wrong.
It was a very nice apology. Only took me about 5 takes. I was saying Bristol City were very low on quality, and without Twine, there is no quality. Mark Sykes has filled that void. I mean, when Twine is still there, he fills the void. He steps up, and he is that little bit of quality that they need in that team.
Bristol City, I mean, they're a squad which aren't filled with superstar players, are they? But they seem to just have a squad, and they just work well together. And it does harken back, a couple of seasons ago, Luton didn't have superstar players, but they had a squad which would, play for each other, and they had that unity. And I think Bristol City, I mean, even like you go back to last season, Ipswich, they weren't full of superstars, but, as a squad, they got there together. And, Bristol City might just have that little bit of magic within the squad which can get them there.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that unity. You need that workmanlike attitude. And, the manager's done a good job there. Liam Manning has done a tremendous job to take that team, not filled with superstars, take them into the playoffs. So fair play to them. I think that's everything. Round the championship in 30 minutes. Well, have we missed something? No, we've done it.
We've got 6 games to go.
Have we?
In the season.
Oh, in the season.
My God, I
was like, what games have we not
We've
talked
covered all
about?
the games. Shall we
reevaluate?
Do some predictions?
Oh, God.
So I think 6 games to go is...
Okay, go for it.
So we'll go top 2.
Top 2.
You got Burnley on 84, Sheffield United on 83, Leeds on 82.
It's Burnley and Sheffield United.
Straight back up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Imagine Luton had been up there as well. Luton finished above both those teams last season. Okay, who are you going for? You going for those 2?
It's a difficult one, that, purely because of the fixture where Burnley have to play Sheffield United. If Leeds can keep pace with them,
they'll agree to a draw.
Yeah. But if
it'd be the world's biggest fix.
If Leeds keep up with them, I mean, Leeds have got Middlesbrough, Preston, Oxford, Stoke, Bristol City, Plymouth to finish off the season. A couple of difficult games in there, a couple of relegation teams in there. It's difficult. I don't like making predictions. That's why I'm asking you.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, I think Burnley, Sheffield United, and I said all season that I think Burnley will win it.
Yeah.
So I
thought that was a very bold decision from you, and I back that. But I think we should draw this out, and we'll reevaluate playoffs and relegations.
Yeah.
Next week and then the week after.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you got your mother-in-law's thing to get to. Happy birthday to Wedge's mother-in-law, even if she is a QPR fan.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's absolutely fine. But as
Not
always,
doing us any favours.
Yeah, no. Come on, QPR, do us some favours. Just get yourself sucked into the
relegation battle. I'm going to get a cheap bottle of As the brand wine for her birthday because of QPR.
Wine. Just says wine on it.
You can thank QPR for that.
But as always, a big thank you to our host, the Bricklayers Arms. It's open for everyone, not just Luton fans. So if you're down here in Luton, well, not on match days, don't come in here on match days. But if you're around Luton and you're by the station, it's right next to the station. It's literally behind me. I'm pointing to it right now. So
over there?
Yeah, it's over there.
Yeah.
So if you're here in Luton and you've got a couple of hours to kill, just come chill in here. It's really convenient, right next to the station. Also, big shout out to our audio partners, Black Star Amplification and Carry On, for the toys on the table that make the pod happen. Also, a big thank you to the record shop in Amersham, wherever you are in the country. Don't worry, this is not Luton fans only. You can go down there, get your vinyl, and Wedge, it's record day.
Record store day, Saturday the 12th of April. So obviously limited edition vinyls released especially for that day. And yeah, just be good to go down, support your local independent record shop on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. Mention us. And go on, Maz, bring that here. What is that? That's the Spring Beer Festival. Thank you. And here at the Brickies, while we're talking about it, check out the Spring Beer and Cider Festival. It starts Thursday, 10th of April. Oh, look at that. And there's entertainment as well. So on the 10th of April, you got Smoking Whiskers. 12th of April, the Von Traps. April 11th, the Ukulaniacs. It sounds like they play ukulele.
Yeah, ukulele.
I guess, yeah.
Like a bunch of maniacs. Sounds like it could be fun.
Yeah, that does sound fun. Then Sunday, 13th of April, acoustic acts. But, the main thing is there's going to be beer and cider on tap. It'll be really interesting ones. It starts Thursday, the 10th of April. Make sure you check it out down here at the Brickies, right next to the station. Honestly, best pub, won an award, South Beds Pub of the Year 2025. We are in 2025, aren't we?
Yeah.
Blimey, where's the time go? But that's us, and whoever you support, have a great week.
Take care, guys.
Take care.